Okay, I am live and I'm standing away from the little fire we got. So I'm just going to turn it backwards and you can see it's got a little fire going. It's been windy. There's a it's no good getting the parabolic out at the moment because the wind's just actually, it says it's supposed to be less than yesterday, but it's actually stronger, and which is not helpful. And if it's not windy here, it's windy 500 meters away or a kilometer away, and it's just killing that anything that I'm going to be filming with the parabolic. I just want to show you guys. Giddy up. Just want to see if you guys can see thermal here. This is, I'm going to point it through the camera and see. I'll try and change the mode and see if it works better with a different mode. Might be just too bright. Hey Dave, hey Roger. Yeah, see, you can see anything that's kind of, that's not hard to line these things up. So that's the thermal. It's better when you look through with yourself, but with this camera, I don't know how much you can see, but anyway, that's Katoomba up there, and this is how dark it is. So, as I said before, I put my hand out, and I got my hand out in front of this. I'll just prove it to you. Here's my hand. And now I'll turn this red light off. I got my hand out here again. I can't see my hand at arm's length. That's how dark it is. It is pitch black in here. And I'm probably only 20 meters from the fire. And the wind is probably at about, it says it's supposed to be 16 kilometers, 19 kilometers, something like that, and go down to about 6 kilometers at about midnight. But nah, their prediction's way off. They're like about 15 k's too low. This is at least 30, and it's coming in gusts. So we're just going to get the thermal out. Unfortunately, we're not going to have the chance to use the parabolic. I think you can hear the anyway, I'm going to turn the thermal off. I'll turn my light off so you guys can see. Got a little head torch. So this is what it looks like at night. Australian outdoor man. Robert Venables, how you going, Rob? So this is what it looks like at night if you're just going to walk around with a torch on. A bit of a noise. It's a Yowie. Look, it was windy. Just entering much noise around the camp last night. It was windy. It's something did. Hey, good to see you, Robert. It was something moving around, which was towards the Federal Pass from where we're camping, and I did get the thermal out, and I did find a heat signature. It wasn't big, but it was off the ground, so it was like something was I don't know if something was hanging on a tree. We haven't seen any possums. We haven't seen any wildlife other than birds. So it could have been something hanging on a tree, and then or behind the tree. And then as I changed the mode from like iron hot to like white hot, I just changed it to see if I can get a better, see it a bit better. It actually just went boom and moved. And then I've never seen it again, and it all went quiet. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to this open area. This is a little head torch that I got from Anaconda. I got a lead lenser, like a $300 lead lenser, and it actually, I think some of the wires have broken inside one of the, when electric or the power goes through, sorry, from the battery to the light, and unfortunately I'll have to get it fixed. Yeah, cockroach, native cockroaches. It's actually laying an egg, look. Pretty cool. I find white hot and thermal is better. Yeah, sometimes I like the black hot, but I'll use the iron hot a lot. But what the fuck was that? Trod on a stick. It freaked me out. It's like someone creeped up behind me. So this is the open area here, where, and you can see that light that's up there. If I turn my light off, my torch off, it's just black. Like, and it's, see the stars pretty good from here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing around here at the moment. I'm not going to go too far over here because I've got my sound recorder over there and I don't want to be walking around and then I mix up something walking around near the sound recorder and say it's a Yowie and it's actually me. Yeah, I've had a few people lately say they want to come out with me. Like, we can probably do something in the future where we plan something, but I like to come to places like this. Like, I try to stay away from campsites, to stay away from people, get more of a chance to get an encounter or something. And you can see that's the little fire over there, and it's completely black. Be a Yowie right near me and I wouldn't know. So I thought I'd just come on here for a while and show you guys how dark it is. And it's actually not too cold. It's actually warmer than last night. It was about 22 degrees today, 21 degrees up here, but there's been a cold wind all day and it's not stopping. We're actually in a campsite where the trees above us, there's no major big limbs. So if they come down, they're not going to hurt us or kill us. They might give us a bruise, but they won't kill us. And it's good to see I got about 15 people watching. And I've tried to keep you guys interested as much as possible. I show you guys around the area. We've had a really great time coming down here. I want to come down here again. So look, if I come down and you're fit enough to get down here, it's nearly a 3-hour hike, and it's not easy. But I won't be coming down here till next year, and it probably will be, at the end of summer towards like autumn. It's getting a bit cold, there's snakes around, even though there's none here, but I wouldn't be coming out here when it's hot. To go down there to get water it's just not a possibility, but there is a water tank up here, and we've been drinking the water, and we haven't even filtered it, and we haven't got sick. Anyone got any questions they want to ask while I'm on? Because I'm not going to stay on too long. I'll probably be another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to sit down and just talk with Kurt. And I'll get the thermal out a bit, maybe walk around with the thermal later. If there's any questions anyone wants to ask. I'll try and walk around here and see. I can bump into a Yowie at night. You hear me scream. Rah! Thermal in the pocket, got it all ready to go. Are you wearing thongs? What was for dinner? I had that. No, I'm not wearing thongs. I got the boots on. The only reason I've actually strained my knee on the outside here, and I've just got to take it easy because I've got to get out, and it's going to be harder to get out than get in. And yeah, so unfortunately the thongs I've just been put to bed for the night. But I'll be walking around in the morning with my thongs on, getting stuff ready to pack up, and we're going to leave about 9 in the morning. So we get home about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Any other questions? I don't want to go too far away from the campsite in case I get lost. Everything looks the same at night time. One thing I haven't come across is many massive spiders. Usually sometimes you walk between the trees and there's got these big spiders about as big as your hand. Haven't seen many. I don't know, people have asked me, like, why don't you get scared or freaked out walking through the bush at night, like, by yourself? I'm like, when I first started doing it years ago, I did, but you kind of get used to it a bit. There's only 2 of us out here, me, Kurt, and myself. You get multiple sticks stuck in the ground. We haven't got any sticks that have been stuck in the ground here. None have been in the Blue Mountains. I've seen it only in one area, not here. If you've seen my previous videos, there's a couple that were broken facing upwards, and that's where I put my trail cams at the next ridge up from there. Look, there's no possums here. I haven't seen any wildlife whatsoever other than the birds. Cool. Just trying to keep the live chat messages up because I can't see them all here. Any more rock stacks, etc. Okay, the rock stacks, you're gonna have to watch the video when it comes out. I'm not going to tell about things that we found. We did find some interesting things, very interesting, and yeah, so once I get the sound recorders, like, I'm hearing talking. You know, about 100 meters from Kurt. Okay. I just heard something. Woohoo! There's something moving over there. And that wasn't the wind. This is when it gets interesting, when you're 100 meters away from anyone, by yourself. Come on, thermal, turn on. Tell you now, I just got that, you know, that feeling that something's there. Alright, got the, I've pressed. Just got to go through the enhancements. I've made it too bright. Highlight. I just want nature. Enhanced. Oh, here we go. Highlight. Highlight's alright, I'll keep on highlight. Things stand up and highlight. I think I've brightened things up too much. Alright, well, I thought it was something there, but no. Got the heart racing there a little bit. I'll leave it on. You can leave these thermals on like there's a light there, it's on a standby mode, so if something happens, you just hit the power button and it turns on straight away. I usually leave it like that. Just trying to find out where Kurt is so I can, oh, there he is over there. Any other questions anyone wants to ask while I'm on? I don't want to be on too long. Yeah, I get used to. What's the battery life in the thermal, like, well, you get what you pay for. And if you buy like a $700 thermal, you get about an hour and a half battery life. I've never maxed out my thermal, but I have been using it sometimes on and off for like 5 hours, and it's still got like half the power in the battery. So it does work for a number of hours on and off. Constantly, you're never going to be using a thermal constantly. The main reason is I have the thermal set at only like 10% brightness, up to 20% sometimes, because if you put the brightness too high, you take the thermal away and you're blinding that eye for 5 minutes because it's too bright. So you can only use it for a certain amount of time before you got to stop using it, so it doesn't like blind your eye out. So you can use it where you can, this monocular that I'm using, the guide, the one that Buckingham filmed, the one up there with AYR, the track IR 50mm. I actually bought this before the guys up at Dean Harrison bought them. He actually said how good they work, and I showed him some videos, and he said, oh, I'm going to buy a couple, so that's why they bought them. I did my research on these before the boys bought them there. So so the battery life, you know, would last you all night. I've been turning it on and off for one night, and now we've only just starting now. But what's that up there? Is that Starlink coming over? It's like, it looks like all these stars together. Is that? Oh no. I'm looking towards the Narrow, and it looks like a heap of lights, but there's no houses there. That's weird. Anyway, if you've got a UFO, let it come get me. Maybe it might drop Yowies out of the UFO, and I might be able to find out that Yowies are linked to UFOs. Yeah, I'm not going to walk too far. Any more questions about things? I've only got a little head torch from Anaconda. It's pretty good. It's like, I don't know, $30. So you get the red, and you get this. This is the second brightest, and then you got the brightest, and then one that's not that bright. But I've had it on. It goes for little AAA batteries, and it works quite well. I don't know what's one of those little. Yeah, I don't mind it. You haven't seen any. I have not seen any eye shine whatsoever, not once. Yeah, I'll turn it off again. You can see how dark it is. So it's pitch black. If there's anything out here to get me, it would come and get me right now. I'll make my way back to the campsite because it's just getting windy. I don't want to. We've got plenty of rocks and that everywhere. Any action yet? Look, had a little bit last night. There's nothing tonight at the moment because it's blowing a gale. Can't hear anything. So if I'm moving around here, Kurt won't even be able to hear me because the trees are just rustling everywhere. No, we've had no rocks thrown at us. What I can say is, if you look on the map between Ruin Castle, which is just up there, Mount Solitary's up that way, there's an area that you walk through, and as you're walking up, it's called Coral Knife Edge. And I was up there camping in early 2014, and there was a friend of mine, Heath, and they was pacing either side of the Coral Knife Edge, because it's pretty steep either side. And I told him that I had a bit of an encounter with my son there, and that I'd actually seen one there when it ran down the ridge, and then it come back again later on. We were cooking bacon and eggs and all that, so the smell was going all through there. And so we went back there. That was October 2013, a long weekend, and we went back there on the 7th of January 2014. And what happened was we went to sleep after they were pacing around, and he was freaking out. And I had a machete, and he had a big truncheon. And basically what happened was We went to bed. He said he was curled up in the fetal position, and I went to sleep. He heard me snoring, and um, about 2:30, something was thrown at my tent, hit me in the face. The tent actually come in that far. There's a little one-man tent, hit me in the face. I got out, couldn't see a thing. It was just foggy, like I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. And the next day, he got up and said, I heard something get thrown at your tent last night. And I said, why didn't you get out? He goes, I was in the fetal position. I wasn't getting out of that tent. I said, well, a bit of tent's not going to save you if a Yowie wants to get you. But he said at about 3:30, after I'd gone back to sleep, he said one ran from one side of the ridge straight through the middle of our tents and down the ridge to the other side. And I told him, I told you they were here. I said, I told you I saw one, and we had action when I was with my son. So that's why we're here, and not far. If we walked about, I reckon, 45 minutes into the valley more, we're at Chinaman's Gully, where that SAS soldier had the report of seeing one for 3 days. It might have been in the 1980s or 1990s, I'm not sure when, but it's been a few decades ago. But I reckon if we got in there further, we'll get action for sure. But if they're down there, they're going to come up here. We've had wood knocks from these areas before when we've been down here. Hi, Melbourne. Yeah, so I've had action. I've had things thrown at me once. I was talking before down there, Kurt come up to me later and said he thought he heard like a rock clack. So I'm hoping I picked it up while I was talking. I might have drowned it out, so I'm not sure. Slady Creek, Creswick, had a rock thrown at me. Plenty of people have. Plenty of people had rocks thrown at them. Where is the SAS sighting report? It's one of the reports that look up Yowie hunters. And I think it says Jamison Valley, and you'll hear an older guy, he's got a croaky voice. And I think it was him and maybe two other guys. And they were going from like one side of the valley all the way around to, I think, to Kadumba. And they had to make their way through points, and they thought it was other army guys that were stationed at areas trying to get them, but they seen the Yowie. It's under Jamison Valley. There is a couple of them, but I think it's in maybe the first 100 Yowie hunter reports, because my one's the Glenbrook one, about 76. I think it might be a bit earlier than that, so look it up. It's been interesting to walk around here at night, show you guys what it's like. Yeah, I like listening to them ones. The one I really like the most, there's something up. Is that a fire? Yeah, that's a fire up there. Someone's got a fire at the campsite. Yeah, they're at a campsite. I can see a fire up there. I don't think you guys can see it, but there's a fire, yeah. Someone's up there. Yeah, that's the campsite. So anyway, they're a bit more sheltered than when we are. Yeah, the one I like on the AYR is the ladies on the horse. It's the mother and daughter, and they had the lady had her niece there as well, and the daughter went back. She left some water bags around near a creek, and actually had to take the horse back. And then when she got him, the Yowie was chasing her. And then when they got to she got back to the mother. She said the Yowie's there because they'd been talking to Dean about Yowie's been in their area, and he said they stand near the tree and they stand in the tree line. And then when they got there, she got back to the mother and said there's Yowies there. They looked around and there's another one standing on the tree line, and they just got the horses and pissed off. Like, you can hear them in their voices that they certainly had something happen on that day. You can hear it in the voices when it just comes out. It's just when they talk and it's the truth, it just comes out so smooth. Yeah, there's a fire up there. See that you can see that dot in the middle? Oh yeah, someone's got a fire. I can see it flickering. So they're probably about 200, 250 metres from us. That's the campsite along Federal Pass. So We're actually in the valley. Try and get it so you can see it again. There it is. There's no wind here now, but you just can't get this parabolic out. You need to take time and sit there for a while. Like sometimes you sit there for an hour really quiet and then things start to happen. But what's the time now? It's 8:55. It's supposed to be dying a long time before this. So I'm just going to go back. So the people up there probably thinking someone's down in the valley. I'll just show you our campsite. We haven't got many big trees above us. There's my little tent. Yeah, it's just a dot, but it's actually, I can see it a lot better than you guys because I'm only using the phone. So we've got thermals, and see, I got my tripod all set up to put got the dish here. I've got all my stuff ready to use. The camera, but it's just all my food there. We're using these logs here as tables to put the stuff on. So we've got a little fire going. I'll just put this down. Yeah, so Kurt's tent there. There's Kurt there. And he's not wearing thongs, unfortunately. None of us wearing thongs. We're wearing thongs all day. Like, I warned Kurt that you'll get thong itch, and I've got thong itch. That's why I haven't got thongs on. It's worse than trench foot. Any of you who have ever had thong itch, you'll know. Anyway, there's someone else up here, but they haven't got a fire going. There's a fire going at the first, the first one you come to, Kurt. Yeah. If you go where I was, you see a fire. It's bigger than our one. Yeah, right. We've only got a small one. Like, it's only because of the wind. I don't want to have a massive fire. No, it wasn't fellow researchers, because Kurt went up there to get some water from the tank, and it was a family with young kids, and then there was a couple of just young 20-year-olds, probably two couples, and they actually walked up to the ruined castle. So there's no researchers. So which type of thongs? Hiking thongs, of course. Used by the best researchers like, Paul Slapper McClown, the Yowie Chaser, Stets, Jason Heel. They all use thongs. Why can't I use thongs? David Reed, he is the thong master. He's the thong god. If you want to learn how to hike in thongs, contact David Reed. He'll tell you how to hike in thongs. He taught me everything I know. He's like the emperor, and I'm only Darth Vader. Got to give him, and watch his YouTube channel. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, Dave, write it up there. Can't remember the name of it. He talks about it on Everything Yowie. He's my partner in crime on Everything Yowie. Yeah, thong. No, I don't think I'm the thong god. Thank you, Grasshopper. Yeah, see, he knows he's the master. See, only the master would say that. He's like Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's like the rat. He knows everything. And see how dark it is here. And then see how dark it is, and you've got the fire going, and it's not showing much light. Everything else is just darkest. We thought about going up the hill here and freaking these bastards out. They go, ooh, ooh. Nah, kids would freak out. They'd never want to go back out again. No, I'm not the king. I just do, I just do my best. And I've been going out so many years, and what I did was, I'll talk about when I first got into it. I was lucky enough to have people like David Reed, Ray Doherty, Rusty from the Rusty 222 channel, and people like this, and I asked them a lot of questions, and they were, happy enough to answer my questions, and I took a little bit of each one doing their research and kind of made it into like a package that I could use, and made my own style. So everyone's got their own way of doing things, and that's just the way I do things. And basically, if I can't be honest to myself, how am I going to be honest to everyone else? You know, that's the way I see it. You got to be honest. You got to, and not bullshit. You know, if I see something up here and I'm going to take a photo and it looks like a Yowie, I'm not going to do it and go, oh yeah, here's a red circle. Oh, like, you know, I'm going to go up there and see if it's a bloody Yowie or a tree stump. Like, you know, you can't take these photos 100 meters away and expect people to believe it's a Yowie. Go up there and have a bloody look. You know, it's just that the reason why I started everything Yowie, and Dave was happy enough to join in, and he's like the sensible one, and I'm the one that goes off a little bit sometimes. But I'm just had the shits, and I'm just over it. These people just posting crap. You just can't post shit, blurry pictures. And when someone like myself will ask a sensible, hard question and they can't answer it, what do? They resort to anger, and they resort to they just boot you out of groups and stuff like that. If you have a constructive, sensible, but a hard answer and you ask the hard questions, if they can't answer you, they get angry every single time. And it's because they are lying and they are hoaxing. If they are telling the truth and they know that was something there, they would give you an articulate answer back. When they can't, you know, yeah, honesty is a rare quality. It is a rare quality. It's just, and it's what one thing about being in this cryptid world is there's a lot less honesty about. There's a lot of just idiots that just want to have fun. And a lot of them I call them blowflies. It's like the blowfly season comes along, they have their 2 or 3 months of fun, they start getting bored with it, let's move on to something else and stir up some other people that might be into ghosts or UFOs or something like that, and they leave the Yowie world and they never come back. So, you know, I've been doing this for a lot of years, since 2005, and basically the only reason I've been doing it is because I want to know what I had, what was it I had an encounter with. Too many non-genuine people. Yeah, too many. There is too many. And then, look, I ran Facebook groups. I had the Blue Mountains Yowie Research Group, and I had it on private. It was only about 50 people in there. I deleted it. I had, and there's a lot of stuff I put on there I never put on Facebook. And I ran a New South Wales Yowie Research page after a guy left it, and he said, I know you're going to run it properly. And it went up to like 6,000 or 7,000 members. But you know, I just had the shits with the Facebook groups, and I just deleted them. I just wiped them out. I didn't give them to anyone else to start, to keep going. I said, start your own groups. And I think actually someone, oh, that's a bit higher. You can see, maybe, you can see the fire there. There's someone up there with a torch. They'd probably see me walking around with this torch too. There's someone down there. I wasn't only going to do 5 minutes, but seen at it. There's a few guys on here and they want to ask questions. Anyone got questions? A hard question? Anything you want to ask, I'll answer it. I'll give it another 5 minutes and then I'm going to go back to the fire and sit down because it's getting a little bit nippy. Any questions? All right. The real ones are the ones who have had an encounter. Yes, there's so many people have had an encounter. That's how they get into this, or they've had a sighting. And you can tell the people that've had a sighting. The story flows out of their mouth so easily, and so it's just. And when they tell the story all the time, over and over again, it never changes. How many encounters? My first one was at Appin. The second one was at Glenbrook. And then the third one was at Glenbrook when I had the big one it's under Glenbrook Yowie on my page. Just turn the light off and have a bit of fun. And then I had an encounter, where was it? The Wattigans. We saw a big one. It actually growled at me and ran up and I had actually encounter 2 of them. It's 2 separate occasions up here. And where else do we have one? Down in Springwood, we had something running around there. Oh yeah, we got the one. As people seen, if you look up Australian cryptozoology tribe, and it's the Barrington tops, and you'll see the one that actually gets up and turns around and moves. And I was about 3 or 4 meters in the bush to its right, and I was about 5 meters in the bush off the road. And Dave Reed was there, and it was -7, and so it couldn't be a snake because I don't know what snake will be at in -7 conditions in the middle of winter. And yeah, so if you look up Australian cryptozoology tribe on YouTube, Katie's got a few good videos there, and it's under Barrington tops, and you'll see it get up, and you can see the actual arms and hands and all that. So that was probably the best encounter I've had. We've actually got it on film, or Katie got it on film. Yeah, something just, you see like something like a eye shine or something. Did you see it? I don't know if anyone saw that. Let's go down and have a look. I didn't bring my thermal with me this time. I left it on the chair. Whoop. So many holes in that around here. How freaky be Yowie down here, just looking at me. Well, that's what I'm here for. Yowie, Yowie, come out wherever you are. It's too much bush here. Yeah, I saw actually like a eyeball. People talking up there. All right. There's probably thinking, who's this dude walking around down the bottom here? Yeah. Like I know there's like Katoomba, there's houses up there, but that was low. I don't know what it was. Could have been a Yowie, could be anything. Can't see it now. Maybe a little junjity, you don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm about 250 metres away from the fire. It's a bit cold out here. This wind, it's supposed to die down, and we picked this day to come out, and let's have a quick look behind in case something is like trying to follow me. Yeah, we picked this date a few months ago, and unless it was going to rain, we're coming out. So I didn't really check the wind, but you know, it's crazy, you can hear it. Yeah, I was about 250 metres away from the camp. I can't see the fire no more. So yeah, if anything's going to get me, maybe 300 metres. I'm about 100, 150 now. Can see the fire again. I'm safe. Kurt can save me with his thongs. People are probably freaking out thinking, what's walking down there? Yeah, they're probably going to see our fire anyway. It's so relaxing coming out here. And the best thing about doing researching is the amount of great people I've come across. Where I met Kurt in I think 2018, 2017 down Marramara National Park, and he was down there with his girlfriend at the time, and We had the that was when we had the Yowie howl, or suspected Yowie howl. It's bloody loud, louder than what a dog could do. And yeah, we've become good friends. We come out all the time because I know he can handle these hard hikes that, you know, and get into here. And we go to Marramara every year, but this year we just didn't make it. We haven't made it down after we got out from COVID, but this year we just, because of work and problems, we just couldn't get there. But yeah, I've met a lot of nice people. You know, David Reed is one of them. Become a great mate. You know, Ray Doherty, Dean Harrison, Sarah Bignell, Gary Lynn, Buck Buckingham, yeah, Robert Venables. You know, got in contact with Attila Caldi after dealing with him with UFOs, you know, decades in the 1990s, late or early 2000s. Yeah, the wingman, Daniel the wingman. Who else is there? Katie. And there's so many other people that I've forgot your names at the moment, sorry, but there's so many people out there that I've become good friends with. And there's Scotty from Wagga Wagga. I haven't seen him for a while, but he was up here when we did the indie film called The Yowie. It's pretty funny. And John, Pommy John from Little Wobby. And he got in contact with him with Adam Davis. Well, I'm friends with Adam Davis and Robert Dominguez from America. Yeah, okay, thanks for the link. Yeah, there's a lot of researchers all around. There's a lot of more researchers than what you think, guys, because a lot of people don't want to come out and show their stuff. Some people are just had enough of getting ridiculed, and other people, what can I say? They just don't want to share their stuff. They just want to keep it to themselves. They don't want to, you know, know that they're researching in a certain area. They don't want people coming around. You know, they might spend 10 years of getting to where they are, getting some good results, and they just don't want someone, you know, come running through there at night and wrecking things for them that have taken a decade to work towards. So, yeah, that's another thing. Seems to be none in Victoria. There was a few years ago, there was a guy called himself Dingo Dundee, Glenn Suter, and he supposedly had an encounter with his wife years ago. Yeah, there's people on that are doing research, and I'm sure we can get some proper footage. Look, the only way we're going to get proper footage, if people that are doing research, they go out, and they reckon they go out regularly, they go out with a proper camera, you know, not a shitty iPhone or a Galaxy. It doesn't matter if you're paying $800 or $1,500, it's a telephone, it's not a camera. It's got a camera to it, but how many pixelated videos and photos you get from these phones, because the sensor can't handle all the lights and all the different foliage and that. All right, Dave, have a good one, mate. Yeah, so, you know, you can get a good camera for a couple of $100. That'll be way better than a mobile phone. And I'm sure if people say we can't afford it, I'm sure you can save $10 a week out of your wage, and every week it's $40. Every month, sorry, $40, and after a couple of months you can buy that camera, or you can get some really good deals on like Facebook Marketplace, and you can get like a $2,000 camera that people are selling after a year, and you can get it for like maybe $700. You know, a really top class camera that could do the job better than a phone. Like you can see when I was walking around earlier, people were saying that the phone's pixelating. If I was doing it through something that had a better sensor, it wouldn't pixelate. Because the one thing that happens is you get through here through the daytime, you get the light coming through at different like shades because of the foliage being thick here and there. You've got different types of trees, and the camera's trying to focus on too many things, so it just shits itself. So you get a good camera, it'll handle that. Anyway, everyone, any last questions? Because I'm really going to go now. It was supposed to be a 5-10 minute video that's turned into a 45-minute long video. So, any questions before we go? You can see how this camera's like struggling when the light's not there. See how it kind of pixelates there, but when I go closer it goes clear. That's the problem you have with mobile phones, especially at night time. I'm just wondering what that white light was. Anyway, someone's its bugs. Take care and be safe, brother. We'll talk soon. Thanks, Peter. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to rock and roll now. I'm going to sit down. It's been a big day. And this wind's just not doing us any favours. And campsite's just right behind me. Once again, I'll turn the light off. And see if we've got anything in front of me first. One bit of a log. I'm going to walk over here. I'll put the red light on. It's supposed to be Yowies can't see red light. I don't know. That's what people say. Like, it's a light. They've got the same. If the Yowies are kind of a hominid like us, we're from the apes. They're obviously apish creature. They have the same kind of eyes. So, look, they might have a better vision at night than us, because I know my vision is crap because I've got glasses and my eyes have got worse with age. And I'm 50 in about 2 weeks, so I'm still out here carrying, I don't know, what was in my backpack? I must have been high 20s to 30 kilos in the backpack to bring it down with all my gear. And I handled it quite well, but I did strain my right knee prior to coming down here, and I was a bit worried, but I managed to get down here, but I've got to get back out. There's a tree that keeps moving. This one here. Don't stub your toes. Yeah, I know. Have a good one. Nighty night. All right, boys and girls, I am going. And anyway, I'll probably be up and hopefully till the wee hours. Hopefully this wind goes and I can use the parabolic, and hopefully we get a wood knock or two. But anyway, guys, see you later. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, always hiking thongs and don't get thong itch.